Welcome to the recording for the Transform 30 program. What is it? Why do we love it? Why do we love teaching people about it? First of all, for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Dr. Craig Burns. I am the owner and operator of Maximized Health Chiropractic here in Colorado, one of the largest, most reputable chiropractic and wellness facilities in the state of Colorado. And again, I don't want to say that to impress anybody per se. I just want you to know that we see a lot of people, our office is filled with a lot of people with a lot of different conditions that need help getting their body and their lifestyle back together. And we're very good at what we do, primarily because we have a very big passion for helping people transform their lifestyles in a number of ways so that they can just live better, be happier, and teach others to do the same. So for those of you that know me a little bit, maybe you don't, it's important to note that I cannot cover everything in the seminar, so please forgive me. I have a reputation for being straightforward, blunt, to the point. I like to tell it like it is because I think that's how people need to or deserve to hear it. So we're going to try to cover as much ground as we can, as quickly as possible, and just expose you to this program and help you understand why we use it, why we've chosen it out of all the other options available to us, and why we have great faith and great results in it. So let's talk about real quick why this program is different than other diet programs. First of all, most diet programs don't have 15 years of clinical studies showing that they can produce results. So a lot of stuff that we use in our office is based around kind of the Juice Plus product or formula because of the science that backs it up and how long it's been there and what it's done for the masses out there. This is not a fad diet or a fad program with short-term gains. So, I mean, even if you look, what we've experienced in our office and what people experience around the world when they're doing this type of program or product is a decrease in abdominal fat, improved recovery from exercise, reduced inflammation, improved skin health, reduced number of sickness days, improved respiratory system function, improved cardiovascular function, gum health, the health of your mouth, very important, improve antioxidant status, that's huge to anti-aging and longevity, and of course, to promote a body to be lean and get the body fat down in a normal, acceptable manner. So I can't stress enough that this is not a fad diet program. This is a lifestyle program, and we're going to talk a little bit about that as we go. First of all, what I've experienced since I've been taking care of people, and in charge of taking care of people probably since 1999, is that if you overcomplicate it, people are going to have issues. So I believe in keep it simple, stupid, right? So, but effective. I want the most effective and simplest to implement program I can find, whether it's fitness or nutrition, you name it. So this is not a starvation diet. Most of it, everybody, we've tried that. We know starvation diets don't work. They're not sustainable. And yeah, people can starve themselves and lose some weight in a short period, but you can't keep doing those crazy things for the rest of your life, so why bother? So we don't look at reducing, or we don't look at eliminating things from a lifestyle. We've seen a lot of pain, aches and pains when we try to tell people, look, you must stop doing this. You have to eliminate it completely now and forever. We like the word reduce. So with the Transform 30 program, you are encouraged to simply try and reduce as much as possible your intake of dairy, wheat, sugar, refined foods, etc. Those things that you know you should not be having over the course of 30 days, you're going to put your best effort forward to simply try to reduce them in your lifestyle. That alone can make a huge improvement. So again, keep it simple, keep it easy, but keep it effective. First of all, let's also talk a little bit about avoiding some of the common pitfalls of dieting, why people fail. First of all, your average crash course diet has no respect or regard for blood sugar levels, which is why people have these upswings and downswings. Their mood and their energy levels are fluctuating all over the place, which is probably one of the main reasons why people can't sustain a fad diet for a very long period of time. I talk a lot about this in other lectures, and I'm sure that if you search for me and look for our seminars and webinars, you'll find more information on this stuff, but we're just going to touch on it. There's one thing I do want to talk about, which is metabolic deconditioning. I want you guys to start thinking of your metabolism like a muscle. It operates via similar principles. In other words, if you don't use it, you lose it. In order to strengthen it and keep it toned and keep it working for you, You must exercise it. You must stimulate it. A lot of fad diets don't stimulate the metabolism, and in fact, they actually down-regulate the metabolism. And in the end, you might shrink up for a short period of time, but because of the damage you've done to your metabolism, once you come off the diet, or once you come into the holiday season, or somebody comes to visit, and you come off that program, your metabolism is in a sense wrecked. And now it's going to start working against you instead of for you. So I'm a big believer in the Transform 30 program because it's more of a lifestyle approach, and it's actually trying to condition your metabolism to work for you and support you in whatever your goals are, whether it's more energy, better sleep, or weight loss, if you will. So we have to focus on that. That is key. And when you're doing any type of diet or nutrition program, is what is it going to do long-term to your metabolism? And lastly, sustainability. Anything that I choose at this point in my life, professionally and personally, is based on sustainability criteria. Is this something that I could really see myself doing for the rest of my life? Eating this way, being on this diet or nutrition program, taking this supplement or that? Can I afford to do it? Is it easy to do it? Is it sustainable long term? And I would encourage anybody that's listening, this is how we should choose a lot of our fitness or nutrition programs, based on one key word. Is it sustainable? If it is, it's probably worth your time and your money. If it's not, move on to the next option. Now, this is, again, really simple because we're not telling people to necessarily stop eating or starve themselves. We're not asking them to take a lot of expensive products that's very time-consuming, where you have to blend everything up and wash everything and count calories and put stuff into your phone and do the crazy math. Really what it comes down to on a Transform 30 program is you get to eat. We're just trying our best to make them healthier meals than we have in the past. So I encourage people to eat roughly their usual 2 to 3 healthy meals a day. Portion size might come down a little bit. We might try to have a better strategy and time these meals better. And we might want to opt for healthier selections on the plate than some of the things we've been choosing in the past. Now you also see that in Transform 30, it's a really cool technique because we're keeping the body full with nutrition, and nutrients are going in frequently and easily. So it's hard. We're creating an environment where it's hard to get hungry, to where you can overeat or choose bad foods consistently. And the second component is you do have something very quick and easy, and that's the Juice Plus Complete Shake, a nutritional shake, and then you have a couple capsules that you take. I could talk days and days and days for what's in this stuff, and we'll touch on it a little bit. But basically what you're doing is you're putting a mega dose periodically throughout the day, a mega dose of good nutrients into your body. You're fueling the system, feeling the metabolism, stimulating the metabolism, giving it all the building blocks it needs to stay hungry, keep the brain chemistry regulated, keep the blood sugar system regulated, etc. And of course, you need to be drinking your water. So some of the basic elements just put together in the right place, organized in the right matter, that is called a strategy. The strategy behind Transform 30 is the best I've ever seen. It's simple. I believe most people can do this. Most people will see results. Most people will actually be able to make this a sustainable program. Now, let's get this out of the way real fast. The multivitamin myth. You need to Google this because I don't have time to explore it. And it took me a while to figure it out myself, honestly. I'm hoping to accelerate the learning curve for you. But what is in a multivitamin and what it does for the human body is not what you think it does. Multivitamin technology has not changed much in the last couple decades. In short, it gives people a false sense of security, like you think you're putting something good into your body, but here it is. That little picture here, it shows us what we should be putting into our body. Whole foods, as God intended it. What comes off the tree, what comes out of the ground, as close to nature as possible. That's what we should be putting in our body. You cannot manufacture in a lab with the help of a chemist to the degree that nature has already supplied you with. So we want to come to that as close as possible, or come to that as close as we can. So what we can do, in a sense, and I'll be quick about it here, is you can take a whole food like an orange, an apple, broccoli, spinach, and you can dehydrate it. And if you do it properly at low temperatures in a safe manner, you can actually just simply get the water out of the food. And that takes the bulk of it down into something very small that you can fit in your mouth and swallow consistently, and that's a pill. So I do not like multivitamins. I won't talk to anybody about their multivitamin and which ones they should do or take. I think most people should come off of their multivitamins and actually reinvest that money into something that is Juice Plus or something very much just like it, and then I think we're doing it right. So we need to look at a whole food approach to taking pills on a consistent basis to give our body mega doses of nutrients that's safe easy, convenient, affordable, and sustainable. Get off the multivitamins, or at least start Googling it and figure out, teach yourself, like I taught myself, why multivitamins are simply a waste of money. Let's talk a little bit about what's in the nutritional shake, because I've been a huge fan of nutritional shakes for, I don't know, the last 5 or 6 years consistently. Any given day, I'm usually having at least one. It's definitely my breakfast of choice. I don't know about you guys, but I get up and I get going quick. I don't have a whole lot of time to prepare meals, except maybe on the weekends once in a while. So I love a nutritional shake. It's well balanced. It's got what it needs in the right ratios. It's a quick, easy solution for the go-go lifestyle these days. Food for thought real quick. Do not skip breakfast. I know a lot of people do. I've met with a lot of patients. It's silly. It's a bad idea. You shouldn't do it. Once you understand what the body needs and how it operates, you must have breakfast. You must give yourself good nutrition, good energy in the morning. I feel that a nutritional shake like this is probably the best option out there because, again, it's quick, it's easy, it's sustainable, you can keep doing it. And it's actually sometimes cheaper than what we actually pay for breakfast anyways. So it's a perfect breakfast drink. A lot of times when I'm feeling like I need a little energy before or after workout, it's a perfect idea. It's a perfect snack. I teach a lot of people on the Transform 30 program to use these as what I call the in-betweeners. We were typically taught to only have 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In a lot of our seminars and courses, we teach people that there is new science that shows that if you eat 5 to 6 meals a day, smaller portions of course, but it actually stimulates your metabolism like exercising the muscle, and it actually trains your metabolism to work at a higher level for you. So you actually become more efficient metabolically at burning calories, creating energy, and regulating the system. How cool is that? And most of us sometimes maybe get in 1.5, 2 meals a day, and they're oversized, and et cetera, et cetera. So look that up too. There's new science being published. Google it. 5 to 6 meals a day is a fantastic strategy for trying to get metabolism back online. And in fact, a lot of fad diet programs don't subscribe to this theory at all, which is quite sad. So usually on the Transform 30 program, you're having one, maybe 2 shakes a day, depending on what level of transformation or what level of engagement you're going with. And we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. A little bit more on the protein shake that I want to, or the shake in general. It's not necessarily just a protein shake. Like I said, it's more of a complete or comprehensive shake. So it's got your complex carbohydrates, slow release energy, et cetera, et cetera. But a word on protein, because this is very confusing and there's a lot of misinformation out there. And again, we don't have time to cover it here, but food for thought. Where are you getting your protein from? A lot of meat that's being produced nowadays is tainted meat. It's dirty meat. If you don't know this, you need to Google this and teach yourself and your family this. But in my family, we prefer to get a good chunk of our protein, yes, from meat, clean meat, organic meat, but we also like to get it from plant-based sources. And that's where this nutrition shake just blows everything else out of the water, is because it's based on plant-based. And I think that's the way to go, and it's going to be the way to go over the next couple decades. So I just want you to look that up. Do your research. Don't buy the cheapest nutritional shake out there. Start reading your ingredients. There's a lot of junk and a lot of crap in a lot of these things that we're consuming, all in an effort of trying to lose a couple pounds. It's silly. We're actually wrecking our health more than we're helping it. So look for some of the sweeteners in your shake. And if you trust me and you understand what I'm saying, just start gravitating towards something like this. It's far better and a better investment in your body, your health. Also, stay away from the dairy. We're consuming way too much dairy. Again, I'd love to spend the next hour talking with you and helping you figure out why I got off dairy years ago and why, yes, I still love my cheese. Haven't had a glass of milk in ages. Won't ever go back to that. But moderation. I love cheese. Every once in a while it's okay, but I try to keep it to a minimum. My body, I know my body doesn't necessarily appreciate and love dairy. This whole myth of that's where you get your vitamin D and your calcium from, that's a bunch of hoopla. That's propaganda. That's good advertising in a sense. I would look for a dairy-free shake. All this whey stuff, there's some problems with whey. You look it up. But make sure you're reading the right articles and somebody's not just trying to sell you something. GMO, this is a hot topic. This is a non-GMO product. Very important. When you have the option to choose between the two, you always go non-GMO. It's minimally processed soy. There's a lot of also misinformation about soy. You have to choose the right soy. 90% of all the soy produced in the United States is genetically modified, so be careful. Again, chickpea, pea protein, rice protein, these are non-animal sources of protein. Great, your body loves this stuff. Now, I have done a lot of programs and coached a lot of people through diet programs, weight loss, detox programs in the past, and I have found that when people have a schedule, a check the box, kind of keep it as simple as we possibly can, it works for people. When they have to count and do math, it gets a little crazy after that. So this is what a typical Transform 30-day looks like. It's mapped out. You can put this on your phone, you can print it, you can have it next to your computer, next to your workstation, on your fridge, and just simply check the box and follow along. But you have your average breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We try to track our water. You're going to be encouraged to exercise and sweat and detoxify and get the system stimulated in an effort to better regulate everything. Breathe, meditate, relax, and of course you're going to be encouraged to try to rest and sleep. That's important to your metabolism and or overall health profile. Now you see here listed breakfast, lunch, dinner. I like to stack a snack in between breakfast and lunch. I don't know about you, I don't know what your day looks like, but mine starts early and there can be a huge gap between breakfast and lunch. I teach a lot of my people that we should be probably fueling our body, putting something small, simple, another log on the fire, if you will, but stoking the metabolism roughly every 2 to 3 hours. When you let 5 to 6 hours pass, you're going to get hungry, your metabolism downshifts, you're not stimulating it, you're not exercising it, bad things can happen. So I like the Transform 30 program because it's actually encouraging you to eat. It's just encouraging you to do it at a smaller portion and consistently, strategically throughout the day. So awesome concept. Now, there's basically 3 levels of transformation, or 3 levels at which you can kind of engage on this program. I'll go over them briefly. There's like the silver, gold, and platinum, like level 1, 2, and 3. And it kind of depends on what your goals, what your needs are, maybe what your budget is too. But as you can see, like with the silver, the basic entry-level program, you're just trying to get your body to start maybe taking a shake. For some people, that might just be a replacement for what you typically have in the morning to get started in the day. And you at least give your body something positive, something great, something full of energy, something supportive in the morning. If that's all you do, great. But I always encourage patients and friends and family to go towards something like a gold or platinum, to where you're actually getting the capsules in your body, which are chocked full of all the minerals, vitamins, enzymes that your body needs, in addition to the shake. So, real quick side bit here. Do you know how many servings of fruits and vegetables you're supposed to have in a day? It's roughly 10 to 13 depending on your resource. Let's just say 13. Or let's just say 10 really. Nobody's eating 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. Most people can't even get 6 or 3 in a day. So I want to encourage you just to assume, as I did at one point in my life, that it's near impossible, unless you have all the money in the world and all the time in the world and all the resources in the world, to shop, prep, cook all these foods. So naturally my plan B was, well, what's the best source in capsule form? And that's kind of a long evolutionary process that I had to take to finally figure out that Juice Plus was my go-to. And again, I'm trying to help everybody I ever meet accelerate the learning curve. I don't want it to take 10 years for you to figure this out. Hopefully the next 10 to 30 minutes will do. But on this program, you are taking a shake and you're taking some capsules. And then you're trying to eat as best as you can. But if you're like me, when you're taking the capsules and the shakes, you have some certainty that even if you kind of come off the diet, even if you are over at a friend's house and they didn't cook the best meal, you don't have to worry about what nutrients are in that meal necessarily, because you already got them in your body before you even arrived. I love that concept about Juice Plus, about the Transform 30, is you don't have to fully rely on getting all of your nutrients from your meals per se. Okay? Again, I still try to eat as good as I can. I do pretty darn good compared to average, but I have the right systems in place to make sure that I'm always, every day, getting a high dose of good nutrients and minerals in my body, and that comes in capsule form. So how easy is that? So most of our patients, if they're trying to transform their body, if they're trying to do anything over here on the left-hand side with these benefits, we're asking them to, at least for the first 30 days, go towards the platinum option. And then if they want to taper back or go right or left or switch gears, we encourage them to do that. That's acceptable. Again, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is not a 30-day and everything's fixed and everything's better and you don't have to worry about anything after that. That's dieting, and we know that doesn't work. This is a lifestyle transformation. This is a progression. You start off with 30 days, try to stick to the program, do it best as you can, and then you try to continue on with those healthy habits, ideally for the rest of your life. So we have a lot of people that start with like a gold or platinum option for the first 30 days. A lot of people feel so good, and they see how sustainable it is and how easy it is to implement into their lifestyle that they continue on. We have a lot of people who might downshift because of a budget issue or whatever the case may be, and they just simply go on to just maybe a capsule or just a shake option. The choice is yours. How much does it cost? Let's cover that real quick. Again, you can kind of see the silver, gold, and platinum option, the tier 1, 2, 3, if you will. You can kind of see how much it costs you per month. The middle column there is more of a retail. And then the other side, just kind of like a Sam's Club, Costco, Cup type membership, which a lot of these companies have that option to where they cut out the middleman and keep the expense low, is you're buying it on your own. We just help you do it, and then it gets shipped to your house. So we don't have to bring it in our office and charge a markup for sales tax and all this other stuff and try to charge a premium in order to make a profit. I'm not concerned about that. I have no interest in trying to sell anybody anything or make any money off of these types of concepts. I just want to see as many people as I can do what I do or something similar to it and feel the way I feel and teach their family and friends to do the same thing. So even at the platinum level, you're looking at $6 a day to make your body better, to stimulate metabolism, to give your body all of the building blocks that it truly needs in order to promote health and prevent disease. Now, this program is not a cure-all, nor is anything in the world, but this is a massive insurance plan, if you will, for health, wellness, longevity. Not to mention, this is just doing dieting right, as I call it. This is doing it from the ground up in the most obvious, logical manner possible. So I've done a lot of programs in the past where sometimes it cost $200 just to do like a 9 or 11-day detox program. And a lot of people got good results off that, but it wasn't sustainable. It was too intense for a lot of people, and for a lot of people it was too costly to keep doing. So another reason we love Transform 30 is it's easy, but it's affordable, especially on a long-term scale. Perhaps my favorite part, and I'll be brief on this, is they run a children's health study. How cool is it that I don't know any other company that does this? If a family member is taking a Juice Plus on some level, they can enroll their child for free for I believe it's up to 3 years, and their children can get a mega dose of nutrients coming into their body on a daily basis. I don't know about you guys, and I can't mention any names, but what kind of vitamins did you take as a kid? If you actually look at what's in there, I'm surprised I'm still alive, right? We didn't know any better back then. But we need to be feeding our children healthy supplements, something yummy, something tasty, something consistent, but not something that's laden with sugar and food dyes and all this other junk. We need to be giving our kids something healthy. So when you're on the Transform 30 program, and we help a lot of people factor this in, if you can cut out some of your supplements, your multivitamin, plus what you're feeding your children, and start getting them on this concept, it actually keeps the cost even lower, and it makes more sense. It's more logical, and it's actually better for your body. So they come in gummy form. We encourage most people to take capsules because I believe that they're a little stronger, but kids oftentimes won't swallow pills, don't like to swallow pills, have a problem, and we can start kids off at a very young age by just enjoying what's tasty. We have so many kids that wake up and say, "Hey, can I have my treats? Can I have my vitamins?" As a lot of our nieces and nephews say. I think that's pretty cool when a kid wakes up and that's the first thing you want, because well, it does taste good, but it's doing something to their body that those other old vitamins just aren't going to do. So if you are a parent, maybe you're not, maybe you have nieces and nephews, maybe grandchildren, if you're on this program in any way whatsoever, you should ask whoever's helping you get started, what about the children's health study? Could I get my kids involved, or my niece or my nephew, etc.? We can help you with that. So again, 30 days and then what? Is this a 30-day program and then everything's solved and you're skinny and you have all the energy and all your health problems are going to go away? No, that's ridiculous. Yet that's what most people expect when they're doing a diet program, right? So this is a lifestyle, and that's all I'm interested in teaching people these days, is how to transform their lifestyle. Because when you transform a lifestyle, when you transform a way a person thinks and acts, when you transform a relationship with food, that's forever. That's life-changing. And I'm not interested in making any small changes in anybody's life. I'm looking for massive change, big changes that are going to permeate generations down. And I think this program is helping us do that. Okay, so let's wrap up and just share with you what some other people are saying about Juice Plus and Transform 30 in general. One person says, the biggest change I saw when I started taking Juice Plus was how I ate. I used to be such a picky eater and would not try anything new. Now, I will try just about anything. I feel like my taste buds have really changed, and now I actually love eating vegetables. Which, I can relate to that, because that's actually something that I noticed when I started taking Juice Plus and getting on this type of nutrition program, was I actually started craving raw foods, salads, more so than I have ever known before. And I thought that was pretty cool. That made me feel really good about what I was doing. Another person says, I've done several diet programs in the past. Long story short, nothing worked for me the way this program does. I feel better than I have in a long time. My energy is up. I sleep well. I'm staying lean. I just feel good. I've stopped taking most of the other supplements I used to take and actually ended up saving money by being on this type of program instead. My only regret is that I wish I would have started sooner. I can relate to this one as well because I've been that person where you take handfuls of this and that and you're spending several $100s a month, and it's time consuming. You got to split your pills up, carry them with them, all this other stuff. This is just so much easier and less expensive in the long run. Another person says, I've never felt as good as I do now. My cravings have decreased, my energy has increased, and my body is changing more than I thought it would. I'm very grateful to have found these products. Here's a good one. Knowing that I am not getting all the nutrients my body needs from food alone, I've tried many different supplements and have experimented with various juicing and detoxification programs. I found that these products and programs were very expensive, time-consuming, and ultimately very difficult to sustain long-term. The Juice Plus products are very affordable, convenient, and therefore easy to use consistently. As these products are food-based, unlike traditional supplements, I am now more certain than ever before that I am getting the proper nutrition my body needs. Since taking the Juice Plus products, I have noticed less inflammation in my joints, I have more energy throughout the day, and I just feel good. Now, as a chiropractor, this is kind of important to me because I see a lot of inflammation, a lot of achy joints, muscles, bodies that can't heal and repair properly. And I do believe that if I can help people find this type of nutritional technology and implement it properly, I think we're going to see even greater success than we've ever seen before. And I think a lot of people are suffering out there trying to fix their woes with, physical remedies and or medications, and they're missing some of the most important components, which are nutrition, whole food-based micronutrition, and Juice Plus and Transform 30 does that for us. Now, here's a good one because this is actually one of my favorites. This involves a family, which helping adults is really cool, but helping a whole family, which translates or trickles down into the kids being healthier, that's what we live for in our office. So we'll end on this. Juice Plus has changed our lives for the better. Even my husband, who was skeptical at first, loves it. I have 2 children that are preschool, ages 3 and 5 years old. For the past 2 years now, during the school year, we have consistently gotten sick an average of once a month, usually with colds that the kids bring home from preschool. 2 weeks out of the month, we were healthy, and the other 2 weeks we were sick. It was horrible. However, ever since we started Juice Plus, we haven't been sick once. We are all much more productive because of it. As a busy mom, I noticed that I have more energy and am less tired during the day. Juice Plus is amazing. I highly recommend it. Now, again, this is a very near and dear testimonial for me because this is a family that I had been working with from a chiropractically speaking for a very long period of time, and I knew that we had solved a lot of their issues, and there was one lingering problem. That was they were sick all the time, so they had an immune system component that wasn't being addressed. As soon as we started finding Juice Plus and bringing it into our office and using Transform 30, etc., this was the breakthrough for this family. And as I struggled, I'm sure it was a bigger thing for them for this to happen, but it was a big thing for me because I take it personally when people aren't getting better and what am I missing. And this just made such a huge difference for them, for me as a doctor, and for our practice in general in terms of what we can do for people. So we're going to close on this and leave you with your thoughts and give you some opportunities to get some help. If this makes sense to you, or you want to ask more questions, or you want to experiment and get started, of course you can always do it on your own. I don't recommend that. I recommend aligning yourself with people that know what they're doing and can help you make decisions and help troubleshoot along the way. But if you're the DIYer, if you want to do it yourself, I get it. That's fine. If you want our help, if you're a patient, if you're not a patient, if you're listening to this from another state, you're always welcome to call us. There's our phone number. You can also email us or both and ask us some questions. Ask us for help. There is a simple form that we tend to walk people through, and we kind of just do a brief consultation with them for free. It's complimentary, and ask them what their goals are, what their needs are, what their health status is, and we try to help them find the best program for them. And we also sometimes have to be very strategic in terms of how to figure out what's the best option given, maybe budget issues, etc. So, and again, don't forget about the Children's Health Study. If you have any questions, you can always call or email us. We're more than happy to help you or anybody in your family. So I hope this webinar was informative. Again, please use our email or our phone number if needed. And thank you for listening. Bye-bye.